two exhausted men walked through the unforgiving desert, armed with nothing but a simple wooden staff and a message from the Creator. Inside, the most powerful man on earth sat on a throne of gold, thinking he was invincible. But the real God was about to introduce himself. Moses and his brother Aaron stood before Pharaoh. The demand was simple: let my people go, to prove who sent them. Aaron threw down his wooden shepherd's staff. Instantly, it morphed into a massive, terrifying serpent. Pharaoh smirked. With a flick of his wrist, he commanded his royal sorcerers to step forward. Using ancient black magic, they threw their own staffs onto the floor, and the floor was covered in serpents. But then came the ultimate flex of divine power. Aaron's snake lunged and swallowed the Egyptian snakes alive. The room fell dead silent. The message was clear: God's power consumes the darkness. Having delivered their message, Moses and Aaron turned their backs on the false god and walked out of the palace into the calm before the storm. They left Egypt with high hopes.
People of Israel, the time has come. We must go forward in faith.
A massive caravan of freedom walking into the desert until they hit a dead end. In front of them, an uncrossable sea. Behind them, sheer canyon walls blocking any escape. And then they heard it, a rumble in the distance, like thunder on a clear day. But it wasn't thunder. It was Pharaoh's death squad. Panic rippled through the camp. They were trapped between the sword and the sea. But God had a different plan. He told Moses to use the exact same weapon that defeated the sorcerers. Moses stepped to the very edge of the crashing waves and raised the staff of God high into the air. The earth violently shook. A howling, unnatural wind ripped down from the heavens, and right before their terrified eyes, the massive ocean literally tore itself in half, creating a perfectly dry path right through the middle of the deep. The simple wooden staff that consumed the darkness in the palace had just carved a path to their salvation. The Egyptian army charged directly into the seabed. But suddenly, their heavy war chariots began to sink. The dry floor had turned into thick, heavy mud. Panic swept through the soldiers as their golden wheels locked in place. Standing safely on the other side, Moses raised his staff one last time. The deafening roar of the ocean returned as the massive walls of water collapsed. The greatest empire on earth washed away in an instant.
Thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Wow, it doesn't bite.